Man, it feels cooler in here. I mean, wait.
Whoa! My brothers and I were recently contacted by a woman in Lancaster, Ohio. Linda claims to be experiencing all kinds of strange activity inside her home. Previous owners of the house also claim to witness the same activity. Rocky and I have headed to Linda's home to meet with her and see if we could document this evidence.
I moved here 3.5 years ago, so it would have been about 2017. The house was built in 1900. The area that the house is built on is actually called the Pioneer Edition, which it used to be a Civil War encampment at one point in time. My experiences started in the house pretty much from day one. The first major thing that happened was one of the first nights that I stayed upstairs in the attic where my bedroom is at. I heard footsteps coming up the flight of stairs to the bedroom, and I thought someone had broken in the house. I mean, it was that distinct and clear, loud, heavy footsteps. And you know how you get so scared you just freeze, you know, because you think somebody's there. I just laid there, and then of course nobody showed up. That was like one of the biggest first things that's happened, and that was like within the first month I was here. A lot of crashing sounds, and then you go and you couldn't find it. It went from that to having instances where my bed shakes. They've gotten kicked or shaken so hard I ended up on the floor. Stuff is just constant here. A lot of times you'll see in this foyer out here in this hallway, like you can be sitting in the kitchen and you'll see these black blobs kind of dart across. That it seems to happen a lot in there. Seems like the hot spot of the house is comes from the attic. When I first got the house, when I was up there, I found a lot of like strange drawings on the walls and on the wood floor up there, which I sanded off and painted over and stuff. But I know down in the basement, there's a room down there that I use for storage, and I was down there and I heard little kids crying, and for whatever reason, I decided to go around to this adjacent room. It kind of runs perpendicular to that room, and I saw a man standing at the back of that hallway down there that was kind of a room where I heard the kids crying. For some reason, I got the flash that he was probably molesting children down there. I know there's a little girl here. I know there's a little boy here. I've heard both of their voices. A guy that used to live here, his name was, he was killed in a really bad motorcycle accident. I'm pretty sure that he's the one that came stomping up the stairs to the attic that time because he wore heavy motorcycle boots. And a lot of times out there too, you'll hear dragging across the floor. You can be downstairs and hear like dragging sounds. And I've heard from neighbors that in the wintertime he'd take his motorcycles apart and work on them up there, up on the attic, so maybe that's what that dragging is. I don't feel like he's malevolent. I don't think the little boy or little girl are bad, but there's something here that's definitely dark. I've been poked, I've had bruises on my legs, I've been shoved down the stairs, having my bed kicked and being touched and stuff like that. When it first started happening that my bed was shaking, that really scared me. Well, it went from that to it felt like something heavy had jumped up on my bed, and that was like would sit on my feet. One night I had an experience where that happened and something sat on my chest, but something came and sat on my chest and I couldn't move. That freaked me out. And then a friend's daughter who was about 12 a couple summers ago came here and stayed with me. The first night she was here, she was sleeping in a room that I'd made up for her. She woke up in the morning and her pants were down around her ankles. So that was concerning. So after that, she started sleeping with me. I made her sleep with me. I remember one night she was sleeping with me and I was on my side and I had a crossback tank top on and she was laying over here and I thought she was awake and going like this on my back, you know, like tracing the straps on my back. I said, "What are you doing?" And I turned around and she was sound asleep. You have stuff like that happen a lot. I've been laying in bed and there's like a snaking movement in the blankets. Like I can actually hold on to the blankets and it just feels like a big snake is going through the blankets as you're holding on to it. It's just very strange. Just last week I was up there in the attic and I didn't have the TV on or anything like that. I was just doing a crossword puzzle and I heard somebody go, "Hey Lynn," like that, you know. And you can lay up there a lot of the times. If you don't have the air conditioner on, you can hear it, but there's like this nonstop chanting and whispering that you can't make out what they're saying, but you can hear it up there. the little boy doing playful stuff, like, a lot of times things will be moved around, not where you left it at. That doesn't bother me, but I don't like the crawling on me and touching, and that's what gets kind of scary, is that stuff. And there's one part down in the basement that I just will not go in. There's definitely something dark here. I don't know that I'd say demonic, but there's somebody that's pretty angry or something here. And I didn't know until recently that the house was actually a funeral home in the 50s. The guy that owns the automotive shop across the way told me about that. He was here when it was actual funeral home and stuff. And then after that, then it was just a family home. But like I said, nobody stayed in the house for very long. I found out after the fact that it's known to be haunted. There's a guy that works over at the restaurant across the street here that he knew someone that lived here. He knows a little bit about what he went through. He said the guy told him he couldn't handle it. He had to get out. A lot of times you hear door slams and there's no door slamming. I've heard, like I said before, even not on tape, a little girl's voice and a little boy's voice. Most active area, I would say, is the attic for sure. You hear, like, a lot of times you'll hear like the dishes rattling in there or plastic cups being stacked or something. You'll hear that kind of noise, like somebody's wrestling around with your dishes in the kitchen. You could be upstairs and come downstairs and not a thing. And as I've come downstairs and all the kitchen cabinets have been open on their own. But definitely the attic is the hub of where I think most everything happens at. There was a big loud crash. It sounded like on the second floor, and I went up there, and again, there was nothing. That's what I don't like, is I don't like the being touched. You know what I mean? I can handle the noises and the footsteps and all that kind of stuff, but having something crawling and sitting on me and touching all that kind of stuff, I don't like that. They can be here, but I don't want them touching me, especially because I don't know who it is and what it is. A lot of people tell me I should move, but I've worked too hard on the house. I'm here by myself, and I've done a lot of work to the house by myself, and I'm not willing to walk away from it, so. And I don't think I'm in danger. It's just unnerving, and creepy sometimes. But it had a history before I came here of people having experiences and not staying and leaving because of it. The EMF's off the charts here. If you put a meter over my bed, you know what I mean? There shouldn't be anything there that should be causing the EMF to go high on a bed, I wouldn't think, and it does. Just the guy that died, I mean, he had a really tragic accident when he passed. He needs to be at peace as well. Like I said, I don't have any issues with them being here, but I would like to see them go be with God and try to get some closure. Not just for me, but for whatever's here, Be able to go to sleep and think, okay, nothing's going to happen tonight. That would be nice. So. That's the door that was just rattling like somebody was trying to break through that door when I was playing cards with Mom that night. The biggest thing I've heard more than I've seen, which as far as, like I said, it sounds like somebody's playing with my dishes, and then I come in here and there's nothing, or plastic cups. The ceiling here is where it sounds like a lot of times you hear the big crash, and it sounds like it's something directly overhead of this room. It almost feels like somebody's taking knuckles or something and running across, underneath the cushions while if you're laid like this, you can kind of feel it. It just feels like a sensation like knuckles being pushed up under those cushions in here. And then a lot of times in here, the TV will just shut itself off by itself. That's the biggest thing in here. You can just feel somebody standing right there, or if I'm in the tub, you get the sensation that somebody's just standing right in this room. That happens all the time. And I've also seen a lot of flashes going across the hallway. When I'm sitting here after I've taken a shower and brushed my hair out or something, I can see someone go behind me. Like, you see the form of a person, but not features, you know what I mean? Like more of a shadow person that flits across. That happens a lot in this hallway. And you can see it from this bathroom. This is the room that the little 12-year-old girl stayed in, that the first night she was here, that she woke up with her pants down around her ankles. I tried to sleep in here with her one night after that, and this bed was shaking and everything else. So for some reason, I think this is the creepy guy's kind of hangout room. This is in the basement. It was pretty disturbing. She was freaked out, and so was I. When she got up that morning, like I said, her pants were down around her ankles. So I'm not in here too much for that reason. I don't have a good feeling about this room. Just my bedroom here, all this stuff was upstairs. But it got so creepy up there that I moved it all down here, thinking it would stop the bed shaking and all that kind of stuff, but it happens down here too. And like, this is the bed. This is a really heavy bed. This is the first bed that I was laying in that the side of the bed got kicked so hard that the whole thing just collapsed on the floor. This is where I've heard the little girl whispering, like, help and stuff like that in this room. I was laying in bed and I woke up and something was on my chest and I was wide awake, and all I could do was turn my head from left to right. And when I turned my head that way, it was just like this black smoky mist on there. You see that a lot in this room. In the attic, you'll see like this black mist a lot that you can almost see it darkening, and that scared me. I mean, it's one of those situations that makes you feel like you're crazy, but you know you're not, because you know you're wide awake. But that really scared me when that happened. This stairwell right here, I got pushed down this about a month ago. I was about halfway down and got shoved from the back. This staircase and this steps going up, these are the steps that I heard the stomping the first night that I was up there, where it sounded like heavy motorcycle boots, and that's the night I thought somebody broke into my house. It was so loud. A lot of stuff happens behind this bed. A lot of growling sounds and scratching and stuff. One night I was laying here and over towards this wall here, it sounded like an elephant crashed into the wall. There's this huge loud crash. But you'll hear like a lot of loud thumps and stuff in there. This is the room where I heard the little kids crying.
Before we begin our investigation, we reached out to the previous owners of the house.
My name's Thor. My mom and my stepdad bought the house in like 2000. My parents split, so I was kind of back and forth between my dad and my mom. I lived here through college. So his best friend came home for whatever reason and ended up killing his wife in the house. And then I think he went out to the car and killed himself. There's always like things going on in the house. It always freaked me out as a kid. I mean, I wasn't even a kid, I was a teenager. And I was just like, kind of like, I don't know. I didn't do well with it. But my mom, she kind of was around stuff like that a lot. She said she always like heard stuff in her room. Mom always said that there's a lady protecting us from a guy here. Probably one of the best guy I ever knew, but he was like 6'4", big guy, heavy boots. We worked on bikes in the basement, in the house. I remember we kept his bike in the house a lot of times. So my mom always really believed in all that stuff, and I'm actually, I try to block it out because it freaked me out. So after my stepdad died, I kind of actually moved away, and I don't think I've been to this house really since everything was going on with my stepdad dying. So it's obviously like the reason I'm talking to you guys, like that always freaks me out, still does. But then just being here and like brings back thinking of my stepdad and stuff. So that's mixed emotions, I guess. Like, we miss him. So she said it was too hard to live in the house that they shared. So I mean, if you guys want, I can give my mom a call real quick. If you guys want to talk to her on the phone or anything.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to, we can.
Yeah. Do you mind if I kind of call her off the camera?
Yeah, okay, yeah. So we were called in by the homeowners of this house, and she's been experiencing all kinds of stuff.
I haven't been there to cleanse it. The whole entire time I lived there for 18 years, I had to cleanse it to keep that house clean. And then I had to do a cleansing on the house. Probably every 6 months, once a year, I did a really thorough cleansing. But a man had shot his wife. This was their home. He shot her in the house, in the living room. And then he went out to his vehicle that was parked in front of the house and shot himself. He's a womanizer. He really doesn't care for women that much. He messed with me a lot. Slamming doors, slamming my bedroom door, just out of the blue. I could be on the other side of the room and it wouldn't just shut a little. I'm talking slam with force. And then in turn, the woman seemed to not like males very much, but the one she really liked to pick on was my son Jeremy. And the dreams she would give him were quite incredible, and some of the marks he had were really incredible as well. The man would make noise across the attic quite often. There was a whole lot of activity, and let's just say that I kind of slipped down the stairs a couple times when I didn't lose my footing. I was pushed, for sure. But the man is actually he's quite animated, as I said. He likes to really mess with women, especially, and he likes to make noise and shock scare. Like I said, slamming doors, fierce, coming up behind you and like pulling the hair behind your neck, especially. He liked the neck area, the back of the neck. I don't know how else to say this, but I felt body checked, like somebody actually like, boom, walked right into me. Just that was when I first moved there, and I thought, okay, I gotta have to do something about this. At that time, I do know that there was another incident in the 1920s, and that was a mysterious death of someone falling down the stairs, but I could never find enough information. It seemed to be that it was a questionable death. I have wondered and worried about the house and whoever was in there. I hope if there's a woman in there that she's all right. I will tell you this, where I have completely cleansed homes and I have gotten rid of entities before, this is not one that I was ever able to shoo out the door. He's not going anywhere, and he feels that there's nowhere good for him to go. I think he's afraid that, I feel like he feels there's nowhere for him to go. He's going to be judged.
Okay, so we're here at Lynn's house right now. So we're going to start here on the first floor and kind of work our way through the house. And then we're going to move up to the second floor, the attic, and then the basement. If there's anyone in the house, my name is Josh, this is Rocky.
There's a knock.
I heard it behind you.
Yeah.
We're here to talk with you tonight. We mean you no harm. Is there anyone in here with us?
You just hear that?
Mm-hmm. Did you used to live in this house?
Sounds like there's like a male voice.
Who is the man inside this house? This house is dark. So we've got alarms upstairs on the second floor and the attic. And it seems like majority of the activity that she is getting is something coming upstairs. We got alarms upstairs. Can you go upstairs? Did you hear that?
Something just moved right behind me. I think it just moved something. Sounded like something just scooted.
Can you come in here with us? Now she sees that dark shadow over by that staircase. Do you know you're dead? That was upstairs. Move around upstairs and set one of our alarms off, please. Can you knock on something upstairs? Did you murder your wife inside this house? Can you come down here with us? I'm gonna leave this camera here. We're gonna come upstairs. This is the room where the little girl was attacked. Who touched the little girl in this room? Come forward and show yourself.
Feels real heavy in here.
I'm having a hard time breathing in here.
So it's like my chest's real tight.
You like touching women? It's even got a weird smell in here.
Yeah.
Now this is the room that the bed would shake. I think at some point tonight we'll set up cameras in here.
Yeah.
And lay in this bed.
Yeah.
Who crawls on this bed? That was like scratching sounds. Come out of the attic. Come down here with us. We're going to come up to the attic. Is that where you are? We know that you murdered your wife and then you committed suicide. Do you regret what you did? Thank you. Are you upset that you're not with your wife anymore? She's moved on, but you haven't? Walk down those stairs. Let us hear you. That other bedroom over there feels a lot creepier than this one.
This one feels fine to me.
What the hell's moving over here?
Huh?
What is right here?
Gross.
Sound like it was moving.
Are you on the bed?
It went away when I got in bed.
Yeah. Look. No, it's going like 10 to 11. I think it's over here. Go to your right. It's cooler. Roll over. It's over on this side.
Are you in bed with me? We know you're in here. You're being quiet. It is a lot warmer in here again, ain't it?
Yeah.
Come in here with me. I'm tired and lonely. I need somebody to sleep with me. We should set up one of those cameras. I'll lay in that bed that shakes.
Yeah.
And you go up to the attic and lay in that bed. And see if you hear the scratching and stuff. Because I could try both beds. The one with where the little girl was, and see if anything touches me. And then the other bedroom, see if I experience the bed shaking. And then you can just go in this room. That way I'm in there by myself. What? Hold
I
on.
think something just touched me.
Where at?
Right on my elbow. Felt like cobwebs.
Mm-hmm.
Like just brushed up against me.
Did you touch Rocky?
You hear that?
Mm-hmm. Little girl. Okay, so this room's definitely a lot heavier feeling than the rest of the house. I've got this device here. Can you tell me your name? Are you inside this room with me? Did you die inside this house? Yes or no? Yes, we did. Did your husband murder you? Murder. Where did you die at inside this house? Who's touching the women inside this house? Are you walking, Rocky?
No.
Did you hear those loud bangs?
I hear something. I'm just sitting in a chair.
Yeah, there was a couple loud thuds. Is there a child here, yes or no? What is the child's name? Is your name Christy? Who's touching Lynn? Do you think you're still alive? I smell perfume. Who am I smelling? Me. There's definitely a woman in here. Because a woman keeps coming across the spirit box. But I keep smelling like a perfume. The woman, can you crawl in bed with me? Oh, right here. Loud banging right next to me. Something's literally moving right here.
Where?
Right here. What's down there?
Looks like a wicker seat and a desk.
Where something sat there. Something moved right here.
There's a shoe, two shoes, like tennis shoes.
But I smelled like, you remember how like when we first walked in here, even this last time before I laid down, how heavy it was and warm?
Yeah.
Feel how colder it is in here and it's easier to breathe?
Yeah.
But I kept getting a female voice and I smell perfume right here.
Man, it feels cool around here. I mean, my...
Whoa! At this point, I can clearly see a dark mass move from the side of the bed over to where Rocky was standing.
around here. I mean, my...
Whoa! I seen something.
Something just grabbed my foot.
I told you there was something there.
It just grabbed my leg. Cool around here. I mean, my...
Whoa! I seen something.
Something just grabbed my foot. Grabbed my leg. Turn on the light.
No, keep going. That's what we want.
It just grabbed my leg. It's under the bed. It just... mount's broke.
Hold on. After reviewing the video evidence, you can clearly see what appears to be a hand cross in front of the camera.
It grabbed my leg. Yeah, turn the light.
But before that happened, I heard something over here,
Yeah, because I was trying to look down to film it.
and I seen a shadow about this high up to your waist, right by the doorway. Right before that happened, I swear to God. That's why I was sitting up looking.
And then it started massaging my calf. It was like this. It was going like that.
You about broke that bed. Wait, shh. Walking.
It's under the bed. Look under the bed.
Are you under there? I can't see anything.
It's so cool in here right now.
That's why I said the temperature dropped right before that happened.
Yeah,
It got freezing cold.
It feels like air conditioning over here right now.
Female.
Well, turn your lights so I can see, film you.
Who touched Rocky? Thank you. That's what we want. We want you to communicate with us any way you can.
Sound like it was like a screen. Like a side.
Well, let me lay in here and see if this shakes.
Yeah, my mouse busted.
Huh?
My mouse broke.
We'll try to fix it here in a minute. They say that you shake this bed. Can you shake it for me? Did you touch Rocky? Who touched Rocky? I did. Who are you?
You're listening.
See, now this room's heavy now. It's just weird how you go from room to room and all the doors are open. Like earlier, this room felt fine, but now this room feels heavy and warm.
Yeah.
That room over there felt heavy and warm and then got cold. So let's see if this one gets cold and then if something else happens. Because maybe it just takes them a little bit of time to manifest themselves.
Fucking things over there.
No, because you'll see, like, if you go back, because you were videotaping me, right?
Yeah. So
You'll see where I looked up right before it happened, because I swear I seen something, a shadow, break the light right there by your legs. And I heard that noise right before that happened. So I think she was sitting next to the bed with
maybe
me.
it sit down on that wicker.
Yeah, because I heard her. And then when you came in, she moved over to you. Can you touch us again? That was a door.
What?
A door moved.
It's getting cool.
Mm-hmm. Something touched my bracelet. One of my bracelets moved.
No.
You think that one that glows in the dark, maybe a kid would be curious about?
Maybe.
Did you touch my bracelet? Come jump on this bed. I'm gonna get up. I don't want the whole investigation me laying in bed. Jesus. You heard it right before it happened. You hear it. I react way before you even get touched. Listen. I react.
I seen something.
But when I was laying here, I didn't want to say anything because I wanted to see what it did first. Because I didn't know if it was your shadow. But then I seen the shadow move closer to you. It was about waist high. And it blocked out that light in that doorway right there. It was right by your legs. And I heard a knock right before that. So I think she got up off this wicker chair and moved over to you. Because you can clearly see in the video that I seen it before you were ever touched. This is the area they would pull the hearse in and they would do the funerals and the viewings and all that stuff upstairs where the living room, dining room is. And she does not like coming in this area. Is there anybody down in this basement? Let us know you're here. We got cameras and alarms and stuff inside the house. So if you move around, you'll set one of them off. She said that one area she doesn't like to go down because she sees that dark shadow. Did I go through cobwebs or something?
I have no idea.
Huh?
I have no idea. I can't see it.
Hopefully that's is there cobwebs right here?
I can't see cobwebs.
Something touched both my arms like this. Are you back here? She sees a shadow back here. Like electricity. Look, my hair's standing up. It's like electricity going through me.
But maybe it'll touch you this time.
Who's back here? We can run a spirit box session over there. Whoa. That was loud.
It's not a f***ing snake.
Where are you? Are you back here? We heard you. Whoa, whoa. Something's got me. You walk back there.
Feels like something's touching my arm.
It's like electricity. It feels.
Mine feels like spider webs.
It feels like.
But I haven't walked in that.
It feels like spider webs, and then you get like this static electricity.
Yeah.
Are you back here? Give me that spirit box.
Here it is. Something. That electricity
Mm-hmm.
is right here on my arm. It's like right here. Is it doing anything?
Mm-mm.
Did you just hear that?
Mm-hmm. Whoa! Right on my elbow.
Well, take that thing by your elbow.
It's not measuring it.
You just hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Say
Look.
Josh.
Look at my hair on my arms. Electricity.
Let me have this.
Who's in here with us? Can you see us? Were you murdered inside this house? Did you used to live here and you died in a tragic accident and came back here? How did you die? Is your name James? You lay in this bed. Something flew right by the camera. Right out of this bedroom. Who are you? Are you back here? Yeah,
Oh
something.
wow, this is going crazy, Josh.
Something flew right out of the
Like
bedroom.
10, 9. This is actually. There's 15 over by you. It's like right here. Here. Put your hand up above this thing. Oh, did you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
It's over here. It's over here. There's a cold breeze. It's right here. It's above here.
We know you're in here. Show yourself or do something.
You feel my cold breeze?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Who's in here with us? We know you're in here. We can see you. You tell us your name?